Hey there, how you guys doing? Okay, ready to do some long division? You're like, no! You know what? Long division by polynomials is not bad. As a matter of fact, I find it easier than doing long division with just numbers. Okay, so first let me show you something. Let's point out and let's make an observation. The denominator has two terms. Remember, terms are separated by addition and subtraction. And because there's two terms in the denominator, this makes it challenging to know which fractions were added together. There was another lecture video that I had done where I had showed if you added these fractions, you could write it as one big fraction. And if you went this direction, then you could resplit it back into the two little fractions it came from. Well, this makes it challenging when your denominator is a binomial or higher. I can't do this because I don't know what the fractions were that added or subtracted together to get this particular answer. Therefore, when your denominator is a binomial or higher, there's no splitting it up into separate fractions. You need to use long division to see how many times that denominator actually goes into the numerator. And it may go in evenly and it may not. Okay, so here's the deal. When you do long division, remember, the numerator is always underneath. And I want to make certain my numerator is in descending order. And if it's missing any terms, it's not a bad idea to put a 0 as a placeholder. But gratefully, when I look at descending order, every place is accounted for. The second degree, the first degree, and then 0 x's. The denominator is always the outside. And again, I want to make certain it's in descending order. Okay? And now, the long division. It's challenging to say, well, how many times does x plus 3 go into this? Here's the goal of long division. The goal of long division is to systematically wipe out every term underneath the division sign, one by one, to systematically wipe them out. And here's my guideline for helping us do that. The only way to wipe out the first term is by using the first term. So the question is, how many times does x go into x squared, right? But for some of us, like myself, the better question is, what is this first term on the outside missing to look like this first term on the inside? Well, there's one x here, there's two x's here, it's missing another x. So I'm going to put an x up top, and I'm going to put it over the like term x. Now remember with long division, once you put a number up top, you multiply by what's on the outside. And when I do this multiplication, I get x squared plus 3x. So I'm going to write like terms under like terms, so x squared plus 3x. They go under their like terms. And then in long division, after you multiply, you then subtract. So now I'm going to subtract. But understand something. You're subtracting off a binomial. So is it just the x squared that's getting subtracted off? Or is it also the 3x? It's also the 3x. So there's a couple ways of looking at it. Don't write, just watch a second. I could put parentheses around here and say, okay, I'm subtracting off both of these terms, and the parentheses tell me that the subtraction sign goes to both of them. That's good, but sometimes I could forget to put it with this 3x. Me personally, I like to actually do the distribution of the subtraction sign. I like to literally put the subtraction sign not only in front of the x squared, but I also like to put the subtraction sign in front of the 3x to remind myself, hey, this is what it looks like after you distribute. Okay? Okay. So now, x squared minus x squared, they cancel out. Yay, that was the goal. Wipe out the first term, gone. And now a negative 4x and a minus 3x is a minus 7x. And in long division, you bring down the next term, in this case, minus 2. And then we get to start all over again, right? So, now this is my first term, and I'm still using this first term to wipe it out. So the question I like to ask myself is, what is this first term missing to look like the first term I'm trying to wipe out? It's missing a minus 7, right? Okay, so once you put a number up top, you're going to multiply it by the outside, and now we get negative 7x minus 21, right? And then you put your like terms under your like terms, so minus 7x minus 21. And then what do you do after you subtract, what do you do in long division next? Pardon me. After you multiply, what do you do next? You subtract. Now, I'm subtracting off the minus 7x and the minus 21, aren't I? Both of them. Because we explained it here, right? You distribute the minus sign through. Agreed? But this double negative goes positive. This double negative goes positive. So now let's take a look. I have negative 7x plus 7x. Bye-bye, they cancel. Woohoo, that was the goal. Bye-bye. And now a negative 2 and a positive 21. That gives me a positive 19. Excellent. Okay. And then we start all over again, right? And so in polynomials, here's how you know you have the remainder. The power on the binomial outside the division symbol, this binomial is a first degree, isn't it? There's a 1 on it. Well, let me ask you something. On this 19, which is what I got after I subtracted, do you see an x? No, neither do I, which means the power is 0, because I have 0 x's. So, because this has a power of 0 x's, and this has a power of 1 on the x's, this is technically smaller, which means this 19 is actually my remainder. But remember, we got sophisticated. We couldn't write R19 anymore. Remember what you're trying to do. You're trying to take 19 and you're trying to divide it by x plus 3, aren't you? And oh yeah, it's a positive 19. Are you with me? This is the result of doing the long division. My answer for this particular long division problem is x minus 7 plus 19 over x plus 3. This is the result of the long division problem. Good? Does that make sense? Okay, so I have a few examples coming your way. You try them before you look at my answer key video. Review this one if you need to, and I'll catch you on the flip side.